Hi again, welcome back to Automate Live. My name is Jana Martin and I am the Media Production Manager here at A3, here at Automate Live. Joining me today is my guest, Chuck Ridgeway. He is the Automation Technology Manager at Horner Group. Chuck, thank you so much for being here today.
It's a pleasure being here.
So tell us a little bit about Horner Group. How are you guys revolutionizing this automation industry here?
So for those who aren't familiar with Horner, we are known for all-in-one controllers. So we are a manufacturer of automation components. Basically, it's a PLC with a built-in HMI. So very popular with OEMs, for doing machine control, especially in applications where maybe you don't have a lot of real estate. You get the best of the functionality of both the PLC and an HMI in a single component. So
Amazing.
That's one of the things that we do that really well, and we've been doing it for 25 years now.
I was going to say, you were here on Automate Live last year. You can go back and check out Chuck if you missed it in 2023.
Absolutely.
You've been coming to Automate for some time then, too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we find it's definitely the premier automation show in the United States, no question.
Thank you. Well, tell us a little bit about what you guys are really excited. Is there any big news?
Sure.
What do you have here at Automate this year?
Sure. So, big new product release for us right now, getting ready to ship, is Canvas, which is our new top-end line of all-in-one controllers. So we're really excited about Canvas. We've got a couple other lines that are terrific that have their place in the market, and Canvas is going to take its place kind of at the top of our product line.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about Canvas. What
Sure.
makes it different, special, or unique?
Right. So when you have an all-in-one controller, you really need to have a pretty powerful processor to handle, you're doing everything in one controller, right, or in one processor. You're doing graphics, you're doing logic, you're doing all the networking. So of course, as the new high-end controller in our product line, it's got a more powerful microprocessor. We can talk about some of the differences there. Graphics is a big thing, and that's why we named it Canvas. Because even though you could always do really nice graphics in our other product lines, we wanted to really kick it to the next level with Canvas. And then of course, with Industry 4.0 and digitization of manufacturing, the IIoT additions in Canvas are a big deal.
Absolutely. So tell us now, let's talk about this main processor.
Sure.
How is it different, and really what can it do? What is it capable of?
Sure. So one of the real big differences here is that it's a multi-core processor. So when you're doing graphics and you're doing logic and networking, having multiple cores where you can dedicate a core for logic and another one for graphics, that's a big deal. So the multiple core processor is really the biggest thing that sets it apart.
And that's going to make it operate faster, more efficiently. You're going to be able to get things done.
Absolutely, and regardless of what you do with graphics, how fancy your graphics are, it's not going to have any impact on your logic scan or your networking capabilities. So that's a big deal.
Right, that's huge. Okay, so let's talk about this graphics feature
Sure,
in a little
sure.
more detail.
Right.
I mean, you've mentioned it,
Right.
but sell us on that.
Sure, okay. So again, all of our products have really good graphics capabilities, but with Canvas, we wanted to really kick it into the next level.
Yeah.
So what we did, we redesigned a lot of the graphical building blocks that customers can use when they're building their HMI screens and their HMI functionality.
Right.
So we're talking about, as an example, if trending isn't important in an application, we've gone from 4 pens to 16 pens per screen.
Wow.
With a lot more control at runtime in terms of what trends are displayed at any given time. You can scale them more flexibly, multiple y-axes, all kinds of that sort of thing. So that's on the trending side. If you take a look at alarms, we've always had good alarm capability, but now we have new ways to enunciate alarms for operators and for them to reply to those and to respond to those. We have a video object. So if you are a machine builder and you want to include some simple help videos on the machine to show an operator maybe how to load a part or a maintenance person how to make a simple filter change or something, you can do that. You've got a video object on the screen. Again, it's not going to impact your logic scan or anything like that. So those are just a sampling of some of the enhancements we've done with Canvas on the graphic side. There's a lot more.
And that's just so great to think about because, that is where this industry is going. We talk a lot about, bringing more people into this workforce.
Right.
And really the opportunities are open to those new workers.
Sure.
Because these interfaces are getting so much better. And,
Absolutely.
And the graphics there, and you can have an instructional video there, right there. So
yes.
That's really awesome to hear about.
It's good stuff.
Okay, let's talk about what kind of IIoT functionality it includes.
Sure. So, some of these things aren't necessarily new. but they're all bundled and standard with Canvas. Okay, so let's start with MQTT Sparkplug. So we've supported MQTT Sparkplug for a while in our other products, but it's an option, right? It's a one-time license upgrade for those folks who are looking to push data. Maybe in an industrial application, maybe they've got inductive automation's ignition, and that's a really good way for them to push data up to a web SCADA package like that. So we've supported that for a while, but again, it's standard with Canvas. Now, another capability we've had for a little while, but again, you had to pay extra for it, was remote monitoring and control, some HTML5 based remote monitoring and control. So if you want to see, what's going on in the machine, maybe even do a little bit of control remotely or make some adjustments remotely, through a mobile device or a web browser, you could do that, but you had to pay a little extra for it. Again, with Canvas, even though Canvas doesn't cost a lot more, that's included as standard. And then one other big thing that's happening is, a lot of our customers are mid-size and smaller OEMs. And they have spoken to us and said, we know the digitization is important. We're not big companies. We don't want to do it ourselves. We want Horner to give us the tools so we can do that. So we're in the process of getting ready for beta on a new Horner cloud service called OCS 360. So we've got, a version of MQTT that's designed, really simple interface. They go through the variables in their program, they check the box on the ones they want to publish and how often they want to publish them, and then that goes up to the cloud, to the Horner cloud. And again, that's not going to be for every customer, but for some of our customers that aren't huge, again, they want us to provide those tools. So when they get that data up to the web, they're going to be able to obviously, aggregate the data. They're going to be able to do dashboarding, do alarming, do all those sorts of things. And of course, with AI coming down the road, you got to have the data before you can do anything with AI. So just start gathering the data now, get a couple years worth of data, and then if you're ready to implement AI, you've got something to work with.
Right.
Yeah.
That cart has to come before
exactly.
the horse there.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's talk about Seascape 10.
Oh, sure.
Okay, can we jump to that?
Yeah. So Seascape 10 is Seascape is our application development program that you use to program any of our controllers.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter whether it's our lowest end controller or a highest end controller, one we did 15 years ago or the newest one, it's the same software package.
Okay.
Right. But Seascape 10 is the one we've been working on seemingly forever. So it's probably, I probably had it in we were doing planning for it like 5 years ago. So
okay, so what's happening?
What's happened now? Okay, so the good news is, before you can use Canvas, Seascape 10 has to be released. So we'll be launching everything either this month or at the very beginning of next month, so it's finally out. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say, we were so pleasantly surprised that our software release came out a year early.
No.
Yeah, that doesn't seem to happen, does it?
You need to get it right.
Exactly. So with all the new graphics we were working on, and we wanted to roll in some of the best tools that were available in the marketplace, it took a lot longer, not only to implement those in the software, but also to do the optimization, because our customers are used to fast performance of the graphics at runtime.
Absolutely.
And we implemented these amazing, quasi off-the-shelf graphics libraries and realized they just weren't fast enough. So we had to do really probably a year worth of optimization before we could get it to market. So that was one big thing, and then of course COVID happened, so that doesn't speed things up at all.
That never happens. I can relate to that in the video world. Graphics and video, it's hungry for the data.
Absolutely.
You gotta feed it.
That's right, exactly.
All right, so Horner Automation has always been known for PLC and HMI products.
Right.
Are you previewing any new or future hardware here at Automate?
Sure. So while this isn't quite ready yet, again, we're known for the all-in-one, right? One piece of hardware that does the PLC, the HMI, all the networking and everything. Now, that's very attractive for applications where they don't have a lot of space. A lot of cases, it's great to have that one piece. But there are still applications where they just prefer to have the controls buried over here and the screen out closer. So what we've done, which we think is really exciting, is we've got a new platform that we're calling OCSIO CPUs. Okay, so these are a new series of CPUs. If you look at them, you feel like you're looking at a PLC, right? You've got a rack with I/O. It's a terrific looking I/O system. You've got a CPU on the front, and it's basically got a Canvas processor inside of it.
Okay.
And you're thinking, okay, I'm looking at a PLC. Why in the world do I need a graphics capability in this PLC if it doesn't really have a screen on it? Well, what we've done that's different is instead of just having a separate HMI, which has its own program and it requires configuration and it connects over Ethernet or something, what we've actually done is we've utilized some technology that's used in the automotive industry for your touchscreens that are scattered throughout your vehicle, and in the emergency vehicle industry where you might have a fire truck that has touchscreens in multiple locations. And what they do with that is they effectively, the touchscreen becomes really a component without a program, and there's a single cable that has the display, the touch, and the power. Ruggedized cable goes to the display component, can be, I believe, up to about 15 meters away. So you bury that controller in your backplate, you program it like every other Horner controller. It's like it's one component, but that display is mounted remotely with a single cable, and now it's like you pulled the screen off the unit and just put it where you want it. So that's really cool. We're the only ones doing anything with that technology in the automation world. It's pretty awesome.
So you've talked today about all of these cool innovations, all these new product changes.
Right.
You've been in this game for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of where do you get that inspiration from to make these upgrades and do all these changes?
Sure. So what we try and do is be responsive to our customers and to the market as we can. So one of the things we're doing this week is on the back, you can't see on the back of my shirt, is it's saying, ask me what's next.
Right, because you're wearing, let's point out, you're wearing an Eclipse shirt. We just had a legendary Eclipse happen recently. You were in the line of sight. You were telling me you had a big event.
Oh yeah,
there
in Indianapolis. Yeah, we were right there in the 100% zone. Right,
amazing.
So it was very cool. And so this picture, by the way, was taken by one of our marketing folks, Emily Tedder. She captured the event fantastically. But anyway, so what that event, like this event, is opportunities for us to get feedback from our from accounts that we don't deal with and accounts that we do, obviously.
Right.
And of course, when we say on the back of our shirt, ask me what's next, we're going to tell them what's coming from Horner, of course, but we're really interested in finding out what's next from you.
Right.
What are you looking for? Why are you here? Why are you attending the show? What are you looking for in your next generation of automation? What maybe can Horner do to kind of, be your supplier or help you along that journey? So that's really what we're after with this.
And you are really listening, clearly.
Yes.
With all these new product innovations and changes.
That's right.
I love to hear about it. We're excited to be here at Automate.
Sure.
Definitely come by, check out Horner's booth.
That's right, booth 133.
Booth 133.
Yep.
You guys will talk about how you can service any needs
the
automation world.
Exactly. If you're a small or medium-sized OEM, you should be talking to us for sure.
That's right. And go to the website, check it out on social media. Yeah, and we'll include all that info in the description for folks. So
you bet. Another thing I will mention is that there's a lot of ways to interact with us on social media.
Great.
Of course, there's HornerAutomation.com, which is our website. Yep. We have a YouTube channel, the Horner APG, which is our division name. That's our YouTube channel. We've got over 200 videos, describing how to use our products. Of course, we're very active on LinkedIn. We're members of A3, of course, so lots of ways to interact with Horner online.
That's right. Well, Chuck, it's been a pleasure talking to you today about all of your new products and releases. We're really excited to see Canvas come out, and thanks for being here on Automate Live.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right, we'll be back here with more later. Thanks for tuning in.